live here with the river, and we're with an old friend of mine. We're with Theresa. Theresa, how do you say your last name?
Hoehn, actually.
Hoehn. I always get that wrong, and I don't know why. I've known you and your family from a long time, from our days at Smith's. You were part of Curves, but even more so, you're part of the open house this weekend. Explain to me, because you've got a clinic coming up, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm actually going to be doing a talk on women and aging and sleep. So we'd like to do a little bit of education on that. I happen to work for S&P Home Medical, and so this is kind of something that I bring here knowledge-wise.
Well, and in the sleep idea, we've been talking kind of a theme here this morning about empowering women and taking care of the whole body, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and everything. And of course, the sleep is such a big part of that. Tell me a little bit more about your talk.
Well, we spend about a third of our life in bed, so of course we're supposed to spend a third of our life sleeping. That third of our life is the most important part of our day. If we don't get a good night's sleep, of course, it affects the rest of our day. So it's something that's very, very important. Unfortunately for women, it's a bigger issue because with menopause, as we get older, it tends to really affect how well we sleep and how difficult it is to sleep.
So your clinic is on, let's take a look at the sheet here. It is on Wednesday at 5 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
Now this is open to the public.
Yes.
So anybody can come in. So if I want to learn more about sleeping, I can certainly do that. But it is going to be more geared towards women, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Okay. And also you have the other portion that is on aging. Talk to me a little bit about that, Theresa.
Well, it's the fact that menopause for women, as we were speaking about earlier, as we age, menopause really affects the amount of sleep we get. It affects a lot of women in the fact that we end up having a lot of insomnia and issues like that. So women in general, when you're trying to go through that change and you have a lot of hormone changes and stuff, it does affect the way we sleep. So it's something that we're going to discuss a lot when we have that talk.
And of course the saying is, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. So this is an effect on the whole family.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, as we get older, we tend to have less and less children at home as well, so that affects our sleep too. We worry more about when our kids are gone and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of things that go into being a female that not men don't think a lot about, but it sure affects them as well.
It does affect the men. There's no doubt about it, because being a husband and a father, it is important. I've got young daughters, and of course I've got a wife, to support them through these changes. And again, if you've got somebody in the house that's not feeling up to par, of course it's going to affect the family.
Absolutely.
Now, is part of the sleeping and part of the aging, is there something in there on diet also?
Well, on this talk, not in particular. Diet does affect everything. That's one of the reasons I come here. I've been coming here for about 2.5 years, and I'm going to tell you, I feel so much different just coming. I spent a lot of time in the military, and I spent a lot of time traveling over the years, and I've always had an exercise regime until I moved here. And I moved here about 7 years ago. And when I moved here, I just didn't feel the need to work out. I was doing some other things, some changes in my life with my kids and my family and building a house and stuff. So I didn't exercise, and I'm going to tell you, I gained quite a bit of weight, and I didn't feel as good as I'd felt before. And I came here to Curves and met Peggy, and I'll tell you, it made a huge difference in my life. I'll never go without exercising again, ever.
And I think something that you said, you're a transplant to St. Mary's, and we welcome you. You fit in here very well, and a good part of the community. But this is also going to help you make those important connections with people too, isn't it?
Well, for me, it was a huge issue. One of the things that I've always been able to do is meet a lot of people from different locations and just become part of the community. But I tell you, it was very difficult when I first moved here. And coming here, meeting the ladies, I get to spend the same amount of time with these ladies every day. I feel like they're part of my family. It's a huge deal for me. I just really am a social person. So meeting these ladies and becoming part of their family is a big deal for me.
So folks, I guess the best advice we can give from you today is come down and enjoy the family at Curves.
Absolutely.
Come down and really enjoy this. And of course, most importantly right now for you is to be here at 5 o'clock on Wednesday to learn about those changes and learn how to get the good sleep that you need so that you can wake up in the morning and come to Curves again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, and back to the studio on the river, 98.9.